What up? What up? What up, world? How's everybody doing today? We are on week 8 of the NFL season. Just really excited to get this going. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. Hope everyone's being safe. Just going to give a quick rundown of what we're doing today. We're going to be answering, I'll answer any of your start sit questions that you might have last second, things that you're unsure of that you've been, muddling around with for the last couple days. We're going to go over active and inactives at 11:30. And, I'm going to try to give you breaking news as they come. Anything that might come in earlier than the actives and inactives. I actually have some news after I do a couple plugs. It's nothing really significant, but it's enough to, know about. I'm also going to go over some DFS stuff. I know that we don't normally do that, but I figured why not? Sunday, and I like doing my DFS and figure I can help you guys out with some, value picks, roster ideas and stuff like that. Make sure you guys check out the website as well, getrightff.com. Make sure to check out Andrew's articles. He's been writing a lot lately, has a lot of good stuff in there. I have a few articles from the beginning before the season started. Make sure you guys check out all of our shows, not just this one. Make sure you guys check out Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night as well. They're the other guys, Dustin, Frank, and Anthony will all be on those shows. They're normally on at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time, so 12:30 Eastern. So make sure you guys check them out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm usually on the Friday show with Anthony. We go over your start sit stuff, and it's a pretty long show, but it's a great time getting everything, interacting with everybody. And that's what we're doing here. So if you have any start sit questions, please make sure to use the live chat. Make sure you guys put in your lineup questions. Make sure to just let me know if it's full point, half point, just the general format of your particular league so that, I have a better idea of what's going on. Other than that, I'm going to move on to just letting you guys know also, St. Jude, we're going to be donating up until today. So every new subscriber, we're going to be donating to St. Jude's Research Hospital. So for every subscriber we get, our very own Dustin will be donating $1. And also one of our ambassadors, Den Boys, and his wonderful wife and his family is also going to match Dustin's $1. So essentially, we are going to be donating $2 for every subscriber that we get from, until today, till the end of the day. So please make sure you guys like and subscribe. This is for a really good cause. We care about that more than we do about our, subs, but make sure you guys, do that. Also, I'm going to just get this out of the way now. Make sure you guys check out Underdog Fantasy. They're a great fantasy or daily fantasy site. They do a lot of pick 'em. They do, picking your player props, things like that. Parlays with that as well. You can, I think, 20 times your money. So make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you guys use the promo code Get Right. And when you do, their new promotion is that they're going to be matching 100% of whatever your first deposit is of $10 or more. And I think it's up to 500 if memory serves me right. So make sure you guys, check that out. Use the promo code. I heard that it's available in Arizona. So yeah, I know that we were very on board, trying to get that happening. So make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you guys are, using the promo code and check it out. It's a really great site. They also have like a daily fantasy that you draft your team basically instead of like FanDuel where you set up based on the salary cap. This is more of you draft the team for the day. It's actually pretty interesting. So FanDuel does that too, but it's not, I never really got into that. So check them out. Great site. And yeah. So, all right. So we got a couple things to go over. right now, the two teams on a bye are the Ravens and the Raiders. They're currently out this week. So Lamar, Waller, Mark Andrews, Hollywood Brown, Hunter Renfro, Ruggs, all those guys are out of your lineup. So I'm here to help you guys. Make sure you guys, some of the guys that you can put in your lineup to help you. So let me start by going over some of the news and some of the stuff that's going on currently. I'm going to set up a little banner for you guys to look at so that I don't have to go over it over and over again. So we have a couple of players that are going to be expected to play. We're going to have players that are out. So like I said, check out the banner below. That will give you an idea of what's going on. Players expected to play. Baker Mayfield, we've been hearing throughout the week that he will be starting this week. So that's awesome. I don't agree with what they're doing. I think that Baker should kind of, save his career. I mean, God forbid something happens. He could be out for a while. Nick Chubb, he's suiting up. Calf injury is fine. Looks like he will be going. Looks like Jerry Judy will be active today. So he was activated off the IR. He is ready to go. He was a little sore during the week, but he did practice 3 days in a row. So they gave him a rest day at the end. So don't be too scared about it. He should be ready to go today without a problem. Right now, it's saying that Rob Gronkowski is also a player to expect to play as per Adam Scheffler. But I just got a report now that there is still some doubt about whether Gronkowski, who missed 4 weeks with a rib injury, will play today. He's trying and is what I've been told, and his status will be determined at game time. So that's the report I have in front of me. So he's a true game time decision at this point. Even though Scheffler might expect him to play, doesn't mean he will play. So just be aware of that if you have Gronkowski in your lineup. Make sure you have another option. Thankfully, that game is at 1 o'clock. Let me double check before I say that. No, they have the 4 o'clock game. So make sure you guys have a backup for Rob Gronkowski if you're thinking he's going to play. He might not. So make sure you have someone in place just to back him up. Otherwise, you're going to be going to the waivers with, someone that you're not sure about. And, that's not ever a good thing. It looks like Richard Sherman, no one cares. Stefan Gilmore, no one cares. But, if you have anyone on the Indianapolis side of the ball, like Pittman and stuff, that might be worth noting. Or no, not Pittman. He changed teams now. He is Atlanta. So guys like Calvin Ridley, might have a little bit of a harder day, but not the end of the world. Deebo Samuel, he'll be suiting up. He's fine. Trey Lance, same thing. So he'll be backing up Jimmy G today. So just be aware of that. So like I said, Gronk is at this point a game time decision and playing at 4 o'clock or the 4:30 game. 4:30 Eastern. So make sure you guys have a backup for him. It's really important to make sure you have that. All right. So players out that we know about right now. That's Antonio Brown. He's going to be out for the next couple weeks. I got some news beforehand that he might make a return after the bye, so he'll be back after that. Taysom Hill's still out with a concussion. It's sad to see. He got hit real hard. That was a really bad concussion. I'm hoping he pulls through. I really enjoy watching him play when he's out there. Christian McCaffrey, he'll be out probably another week. We might see him next week. We'll see. Terrence Marshall is coming back from a concussion as well. He's missed the last week and this week as well. So hopefully he's coming back soon. Chris Evans is out with a hamstring for the Bengals. Tevin Coleman for the Jets, he will be out today. Means more work for Michael Carter and Ty Johnson. Zach Wilson, we know, is out with a PCL injury. He will be out for the next few weeks. Michael White will be starting today. Joe Flacco, I think, isn't available, but more in an emergency quarterback situation. I think Josh Johnson is behind him or behind Mike White. So we'll see how that works out for that game. Julio Jones is going to be out again. They're saying that he's progressing. He should be okay in the next coming weeks. Miles Sanders, he'll be out. He's on IR. So Boston Scott and Kenneth Gamewell, those are a couple guys we'll talk about in a few minutes. Khalil Mack on the defensive side of the ball. I know no one really cares about defensive players, but sometimes they are worth talking about because you are facing them. So he will be out for today. So that helps out, for the fact that Trent Williams is also trending towards a game time decision. That helps out Jimmy G a little bit. So that's good. Desean Jackson will be out. He is the team has opted to keep him out as a healthy scratch because he is looking for a trade before the trade deadline on Tuesday. So he will be out for this particular game. Good for them for being mutual and cool about it, and everyone being on board. It is what it is. I thought he looked great in the Rams defense, the Rams offense. So I'm a little shocked about it, but good for him. Andrew Whitworth is going to be out today. Just as a little bit of a note, if he's out, that means they have a backup going in at the left tackle. They might use more, 2 tight end sets, or they're going to be using Higbee to chip a little bit. So be aware of that. That might downgrade Higbee a tad, but not too much, in my opinion. I think even with the chipping, it just leaves him a little bit more open on those check down routes. And, if they're going to be up. So I think that it's just something to just keep an eye on. Eric Ebron, he will be out today. He was a late add to the injury report. He is out with a hamstring injury. That means Pat Freiermuth is going to be the lead tight end over in Pittsburgh. We saw what he did when Juju was out, and Juju's out again. So he doesn't have Ebron to compete with. That's a good thing. So we'll get to see how that goes. And, I'm actually playing. He's going to be one of our guys that I talk about for DFS. Curtis Samuel's another one that's going to be out. He's been out for a while with this groin injury. It's kind of a little odd. I'm surprised they haven't shut him down. The whole thing in Washington is a little odd. They have right now they have interns, or they don't have like doctors and physical therapists for the Redskins. They're running with guys that don't do this for they're basically assistants because all the people are under investigation. So right now it's a little weird. So just be aware of like injuries that happen over in the Redskins, especially guys like even Antonio Gibson, who I'm a little bit lower on, but he's still the lead guy. But I still like McKissick better. Saquon Barkley and Kenny Goliday, they were both ruled out yesterday, so they will not be available. Sterling Shepard and Kadarius Toney and Evan Ingram are all questionable to play on Monday night. We will see what happens. Make sure you have a backup for them. I am in a situation where I have Sterling Shepard, I have Marvin Jones and Jacoby Myers, and I'm at the point where if they're saying he's healthy, he's good, I feel more comfortable with Sterling Shepard in my lineup. I'm going to put him in. And I ended up picking up Mecole Hardman because I wanted to have a backup in case. I don't feel comfortable with guys like Slayton. I like, Hardman just a tad better if it were that type of situation. So, and I also know I know my Giants defense, and they tended to not do well against Adoree Jackson. So either way, those are the players that are out. Early news that we got this morning, T.Y. Hilton will be active today. So he will be in the lineup. I don't think that matters, in my opinion. Tennessee is beat up in their secondary right now. I was looking at the injury report for the Titans. I actually only see 2 D-backs on the roster that are on the injury report. So hopefully they got back a couple, guys healthy. So we'll see how that goes. So, but either way, I'm not playing TY even if I have him. It's just not worth your time. Other news: Russell Wilson, he's going to have his pins removed from his finger early this week, so it's a good sign for him to recover. It looks like he will still be on track to possibly play Week 10. I'm not going to say yes or no, but we'll see. He's fighting to get in there and help his team, so he's always been that type of guy. We also have the Falcons. They're talking about using Cordell Patterson more as a starter in a, do everything type player that can, pretty much see a ton of carries, which we've already, been seeing. So that's great to hear that they're, looking to do that. I think the biggest news outside of all of this is Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott currently is questionable and is a true game time decision. There's a source that says Dak Prescott looks good and feels good enough to play for Sunday Night Football. Ultimately, however, it's the determining factor is going to be the pregame warmup. It also depends on the Cowboys themselves being like, hey, we want you for the rest of the season, not just for this game. So we'll have to wait and see. If you have Dak Prescott, make sure you have a better option behind him, or not a better option, but have an option in front of him. You might want to play a guy like Tannehill or Wentz or something like that, or Joe Burrow that might be available, or even Kirk Cousins who might be on the waiver wire. Those guys I would rather have in my spot. And if you think Dak's going to play and you want to play him, make sure you have a guy like Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, someone like that because you're not having Patrick Mahomes. It's just not happening. So make sure you guys have someone to back him up on that Sunday night game. So make sure you guys are looking into that as well. It looks like also the Bucs are going to be getting a couple of their starting corners back after the bye week, so that's good for them. Hopefully they can stop the pass. So we'll see. So we got about 13 minutes till inactives. Inactives start coming, and I start getting a little bit more news about that. So right now we're just, I have a few topics that I wanted to go over and, discuss. And yeah, so like I said in the beginning of the show, Miles Sanders will be out today and will be on IR. So a lot of people had the question of Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, Jordan Howard. All these guys are going to be thrown in to the Eagles mix. Now, if you ask the question, which Eagles running back do I want? I don't want any of them. But if I were to pick one, Kenneth Gamewell is probably the one that I would want, especially in PPR leagues. He looks like the better running back, in my opinion. He seems to have more of a, he's got those quick feet, and he's one of their better pass catchers. Boston Scott is reliable. We've seen him in the past, but he's more of a first and second down back that might get you a yard here and there. He's not going to light it up. They're playing Detroit, so I get the appeal for this week. So I'm fine with him if you absolutely need the spot filled, because if you lost Sanders, there might not be a lot behind you. So it's not a bad choice, but I prefer Gainwell. I do think that Jordan Howard will eat into Boston Scott a little bit on short yardage and goal line stuff. They have been using Gainwell a lot in the goal line just to be, little passes out to the flat and stuff like that. So he's not a bad option either. Another running back group that I wanted to talk about was the Cleveland Browns with Dearness Johnson. With Hunt out, that leaves a lot of room for Dearness to be that and play that Hunt role. We all saw what Hunt did his first, I think, 6 weeks. I think he was the running back 8, if memory serves me. So that's incredible, and that's in half PPR. So he's been doing fantastic in that particular role. Dearness Johnson has the ability to do that as well. He is very quick. He showed what he could do as a starter without Chubb and without Hunt. So I think he can do very well if he were to be even the second guy in this particular group. You know how much they feature the running back in this particular offense. I think that he's a very, very sneaky type guy that you can, use in a pinch if you are in a deeper league, probably a 14-team league. If you want to flex him out, I have no problem with that. Another thing that I didn't bring up because I know it's probably been, virally everywhere is Austin Eckler. They were saying yesterday, well, not yesterday, Friday, that Eckler was going to be more of a game time decision. And as of last night, he tweeted out a picture of his fantasy team with him in the lineup with a little winky face. He's going to play. So don't worry about Austin Eckler. He will be out there. Coach kind of said he was going to be in there. So I'm very confident with him going. Couple Monday night injuries, like I did discuss in the beginning of the show. Sterling Shepard and Kadarius Toney, they look like they're going to play. So everyone thinks they're going to play. Everyone is in the same boat that'll play. They said they both look good in practice. Shepard feels good. He said he did tweak the other hamstring, so it's a little concerning. But when he's on the field, he is the one that gets the targets. He's usually the one getting at least 7 to 10 targets per game anytime that he's been on the field. He's their alpha. I think he's the one that is the wide receiver 1 on that team, even when Kenneth Goliday is on that field. Kadarius Toney, we love what we saw. He did a great job. I'm not saying that he's not a good receiver. It's just he doesn't have enough. We have one game of production from him. So he did a great job, but we can't be so high on him until we see a lot more from him. Does he have a ton of upside? Of course. He's electric. He's a little bit of a, he reminds me of Tariq Cohen when he's running, with that just joystick type, quick moves, everything. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's bad. When you do those types of things, you can get knocked back real quick. When you do that, quick step back. I hate when they do that. You're better off catching and, saving your body. That, guys like Larry Fitzgerald for years stayed in it, because he was good at what he did. Jason Witten, guys like that, they all survived by, not doing stupid things. They just went down or went out, do what you got to do. But both are looking to play. If you're going with, I think Shepard is the only one that I would feel is more of a true game time, but I'd say if you're saying 50-50 for a questionable start, I'm going to go more 70-30 that he is going to start, just because there's always a little bit of doubt. Jerry Judy, he's activated off the IR and will play, so that's pretty significant. I don't think this is going to take away from Courtland Sutton. I do think it will take a little bit away from Tim Patrick, even though Tim Patrick has been except for last week, one of the better consistent wide receivers in the league. Especially in fantasy, he's getting you a steady 10 to 12 points a game. So I can understand it being hard to to not want to play him. But with Jerry Judy there and back, he's an explosive player that will demand deep targets, and we'll see. They're playing. Who are they playing today? Denver, where are you? Oh, they're playing Washington. Sorry. So Washington's been real bad in the secondary this year. They might have a really good pass rush, but they really have a really bad secondary. So you can't have one without the other. You kind of have to have a really good pass rush, and that usually helps the secondary. But in this case, it hasn't been. So Jerry Judy, all set. If you feel comfortable, go for it. I'm on the cusp. I don't have him on any of my lineups, but I feel comfortable playing like Courtland Sutton. If I have him, Noah Fant, same thing. He's more of a safety blanket, which is very helpful, especially for guys like Teddy Bridgewater. He's a little banged up too. We'll have to see what happens with that. I'm kind of surprised they're still playing him. At this point, you're better off playing Drew, but, Teddy Bridgewater is a special quarterback. I'm surprised they're not in on the whole Deshaun thing, but as I said on Friday, Deshaun's not playing this year. So get that out. They even said he's not even being dealt. He'll be off, so don't stress. So we got about 5 minutes until we get in actives and inactives. Sorry about that. Need a drink. I've been talking for 25 minutes. So we're just waiting to hear from teams, and that usually starts rolling in the next 4 minutes. Oh, we got my partner here. What up, man? What up, Ant? Rasta in the house, watching for me. He's out making that money. So enjoy your day, my friend. I'm here to hold it down for you and make sure you guys, we get what we need done. Right now, like I said, we're just waiting. I'm going to go over my DFS stuff a little bit later in the show, just because I'm here till 12:30. Figured I'd give you guys some little tips after we get actives and inactives. It can be a little bit helpful knowing who's in, who's out, so that you can kind of, move your lineup and get it the way that you want it. So we'll wait and see. So we got about 3 minutes till that happens. So like I said, make sure you guys are, for your late games, which are the New England Patriots versus the Chargers, the Jaguars versus the Seahawks, the Washington football team against the Denver Broncos, Tampa against New Orleans, and the Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings, as well as the Giants versus Kansas City. All those games are in the late window. So if you have any players that you're unsure of, make sure you guys have a backup option. So, Anthony throwing me some questions here. We got Javonte Williams, Zach Moss, or Booker in non-PPR. That's a good question. I do like Moss in this particular scenario. I like all three of these guys. Honestly, if you're looking to find your 1-2, I mean, Booker, I like Booker because of the defense for Kansas City is just abysmal right now. I do like Zach Moss a little bit more because of his matchup. I do like Javonte Williams a lot as a pass catcher, but this is non-PPR, so I feel a little bit more comfortable with a guy like Moss. Booker, same concept, because they don't really pass in the ball as much as they should. But I think I'm going to lean Moss just because he has the safer. Moss is safer. Booker is a little bit more riskier, in my opinion. So that's kind of how I feel. If you want like the, in this case, if you want something a little bit more conservative, Zach Moss. Booker's a little bit more risky, and Javonte Williams is kind of like that high ceiling that you could probably get. But like I said, PPR, those points don't count, but you still get the points for the receptions and stuff you get the yardage for the so Javonte isn't a bad option there, but he's more of a high ceiling guy. Moss is a little bit more of a high floor. Booker is kind of right in the middle of those two. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that one. He also asked Eli Mitchell or Khalil Herbert in non-PPR. So Khalil is going against San Francisco. Oh, they're facing each other. So who's the better guy? Well, for me, it's whoever's the worst defense in that particular matchup. They're both going to get carries. They both look like they're the lead dog in their particular backfield. I think Elijah Mitchell is a little bit more of a workhorse than Khalil Herbert, just because he's got Damon Williams behind him, and Eli Mitchell only has Hasty, who doesn't really do much. Bears are give up. Oh, wow. Bears and 49ers are literally back-to-back in defenses to the running back. I like Mitchell more. I've seen Mitchell more. He has a little more upside, in my opinion. I think he has more of the higher ceiling, but he has a decent floor to begin with. Khalil Herbert is in that boat too. So if you're looking to start 3 guys out of all of these particular running backs, you could probably go Eli Mitchell, Herbert, and Zach Moss. But at this point, I would go with Eli Mitchell for this particular question. So we have the actives and inactives starting to roll in now. As we already know, Dawson Knox is out for the Buffalo Bills. So is Matt Breida, which no one cares about at this point because he hasn't played in quite a while. It looks like Jamal Adams is out. That's a kind of a big deal. Jamal Adams is out for the Detroit Lions. So that's kind of a, big news that we're just getting now. So make sure you have Jamal Williams out of your lineup. Colts have had their inactives. We already know about Julio Jones. So he will be inactive. There's not much else on that front yet. Doesn't mean that we're not going to get news coming soon. So Jamal Williams is one. Bears just had their inactives. Looks like Brashad Perryman and Nick Foles will be out. So Khalil Mack. So very cool. Hold on one sec. Wow. This is kind of big news. Calvin Ridley is out right now. So it looks like he's dealing with another personal matter. So Calvin Ridley is out right now. So make sure you get him out of your lineup. That's kind of huge. That kind of brings up Pitts a lot. Russell Gage might be another option as well. So make sure you get these guys out of the lineup if you have them in. So Calvin Ridley is out. Be aware of that. He's out for personal matters. So it might be something to do with, what happened a couple weeks ago. Corey Davis is inactive. We already kind of knew that he was doubtful coming into the game. Also, we're aware right now, it looks like Odell Beckham is active. So he will be active today, which we kind of already knew. He's dealing with a couple of injuries himself. So let me get back to the chat now that I have a few seconds. Nope, I don't have a few seconds because I still keep getting inactives coming in. It looks like I don't get that news. It says Parker back, Baker out. I don't get that. And that's not. Oh, Devontae Parker is in the lineup. So Devontae Parker is active. You don't have to worry about the Baker part. So we got my buddy Christian. What's up, man? How's everything going? Hope everything's going well. Got Shepard, Tony, and Waddle need to start too. Worried about G-Men's injuries, but Waddle versus Bills is also scary. What do you think here, bro? Honestly, I'm okay with since you have Shepard and Tony, that's fine. I'm good with playing Shepard and Waddle in this particular matchup. You can use Tony if Shepard's out. I prefer Shepard just because he generates more targets. So that's, great to see. So really love it. Make sure you guys, make sure, like I told you guys in the beginning, make sure you guys have a backup for those particular players, and you do. So like I said, I would go more with Shepard and Waddle, and then, if Shepard doesn't work out, Tony will be there. Tony was a little bit more on the higher side of starting, so we'll see. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Gianna. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Good to see you guys. Just enjoy the show, guys. Patrick, what's going on, brother? Cooks or Dearness Johnson or Samaje Perine? I have Johnson in now. What do you think? Honestly, I think that Dearness will do good. Cooks, you don't have to worry about. I wouldn't even put him in your lineup. So for me, it's down to Dearness and Samaje. I'm big on Samaje Perine for today. I feel like it will be something like the Patriots game, where Patriots versus, the Jets, they just ran it up on them. So honestly, I'd feel a little bit better about playing Perine just because of that particular matchup. I feel like they're both going to be used a lot. I really do like Dearness Johnson, but for this week, I'm going Samaje Perine. Yes, and crazy. Ridley out. So make sure you get him out of your lineup. I'm going to be putting that on the inactives right now. Just give me a few minutes. I want to be able to answer your guys' questions and make sure you guys get your particular lineup set. So, like I told you, Calvin Ridley is out today. So be aware of that. Patrick, happy Halloween. Hope everyone's safe. Hope the family's doing good. Please make sure all your families are safe today, going out and trick or treating. Be aware that people are watching football today. So don't be upset if they're annoyed. Browns inactives. We see that Donovan Peoples-Jones, he'll be out today. So is Denzel Ward, which we already kind of knew. 49ers, Trent Williams is active today. So that's good for Jimmy G. Good for him. He'll have his left side covered. Shaq Thompson for the Panthers is active, which is great because they're losing one of their corners. So CJ Henderson and wide receiver Terrence Marshall are going to be out today. So just be aware of that. That's a little bit of an upgrade for the Carolina Panthers if you are aware. Mr. Blister, what's going on, man? He's saying take P. Ryan too. He's responding to Patrick's question that he had above. Really P. Ryan over Johnson. I mean, P. Ryan going against the Jets, but Chubb may still be a little banged up. I don't disagree with you. You have really two good options. I just think that it's the better matchup. And we saw how much he got the ball, how much the running backs, even the backup running backs, got the ball against the Jets. They just took it to the Jets, on the ground. And, they're facing Pittsburgh, who's coming off a bye. They're a little bit healthy. I feel like he's a little bit more involved, and he'll get more touches. Remember, if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you guys like and subscribe the show if you like what I'm saying. Honestly, we're going to be for the rest of the day, we're donating $2 to St. Jude's Research Hospital. So if you guys haven't subscribed up until the end of the day, however many subscribers we get, we're going to be donating $2 for every subscribe that we've gotten since 241. So make sure you guys like and subscribe the show if you haven't already. Like I said, our very own Dustin and one of our ambassadors, Den Boys, is going to be donating to the St. Jude's Research. So make sure you guys do that. It's for a really good cause. So thank you if you do. Mr. Blister responding, saying, I take P. Ryan, but that's just my opinion. I think he's scoring today. I don't blame you. I think he's going to score too. I have a decision I'm muddling in my head with Myles Gaskin or P. Ryan. I mean, that's, but I'm going to be sticking with Gaskin in this particular case. So not a problem, Patrick. That's what I'm here for. No hard feelings, just everything. Hey, man, I try. I'm here to help. I hope that everything that I do and give you guys advice, I hope it pans out. I actually feel more upset about not picking the right guys that I give you guys compared to my own team. I'm here to make sure that, I'm making sure that I have everything that I need for you guys. So, okay. So otherwise, sorry, I was getting a text message that I needed to read. I was going to put both names in a hat and let my daughter pick it out. Hey, man, sometimes that's the best way to go about things. I know that when I have like a coin flip, I'd pretty much, I'll ask some random person that knows nothing about football and go, hey, pick a name. Like, just if you don't know what's going on, that's fine. So that might be an option, but I like P. Ryan better. He just feels better to me. This is all Campbell. Nobody can be perfect. The stuff's yeah, understood. Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen, and things happen all the time. We're essentially weathermen. So we do the best we can, and we're not always right. We got inactives for the Steelers. It looks like Dwayne Haskins, Melvin Ingram, Eric Ebron are all going to be out today. We already knew about Ebron, like I was going to talk about in a minute, our DFS. he might be, or Pat Freiermuth might be a good option. So I can't get mad at anyone if my daughter picks wrong. Well, you can be mad at her, but I'm only kidding. It's really whatever you got to do. But like I said, P Ryan might be your better option, in my opinion. So, all right, we're getting down. We have all the inactives. I'm slowly working on getting that out to you guys, just because I got a lot that I'm doing here, and I want you guys to be entertained. Yeah, like I said, you can be mad at her, but is it a good idea to be? Yeah, it is what it is. It's your daughter. Enjoy it. That's a great thing right there. Get your daughter involved. Have her. To me, that might be a better option. You get your daughter involved. She can watch the show or watch the game and see what happens. Hopefully, that works out in your favor. Sometimes, I do a pick 'em for my family league. We have, wives, girlfriends, all that stuff in it. And the girlfriends and everybody that they don't watch football, they pretty much pick teams based on nothing. So, they basically go, they like the jersey, so you might not go wrong with this, enjoy it. Thanks, man. I'm kind of interested in how that goes. So, good luck. Hopefully she picks the right name for you. And we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm trying to get you guys actives and inactives real quick just so that I can have this all down for you. I guess I'm not going to go with good old Ian Rappaport, who doesn't even have Calvin Ridley out. So we do. Anyway, so right now, I'm going to go over some cheap DFS options if, you guys all have a minute and care. So I'm going to start with quarterbacks, and I'm going to be going based on FanDuel's numbers. Pete Ryan's the pick. See? It's fate. Just do it. Just do it. We'll see what happens. You can't go wrong here. We'll see how it goes. That's really funny that it was that it ended up being P Ryan anyway. Oh God. Can't make this stuff up, people. Can't make this stuff up. Have her involved, man. Watch that Jets game. I don't know where you are in in the world here. If you're in New York, at least you'll have that game to watch. Bring it out while you're trick or treating. I'm going to be doing that later for the late games, but make sure you guys check it out. And good luck. Yeah, if it goes well, let me know next. Oh, nice. So, cool. We got another East Coast guy here. Great. So, yeah, if you're in Jersey, you got the Jets game. It should be on CBS, if memory serves me right. So you'll be able to watch that game with her, and you'll be able to see how P. Ryan does. And, hopefully he does well. And your daughter can be happy and all that. So that's always a fun thing to, get the little ones involved. I try here once in a while. I try to do everything I can. So, all right. Cheap DFS options. We're going to start with the quarterback. And like I said, I'm going to go off of FanDuel's numbers. Oh, that's okay. It's who I'm wearing today. I'm going to be dressed up as good old Eli Manning today. Figured I'd pull out the New Jersey. But good. I'm glad I need more Giants fans here, man. I don't get it often. I got Dustin and Frank that are Cowboy fans, so I always have to, fight against them. I mean, if you look at my background here, I got the Cowboy fan for the two of them, and I got Ant, who's the San Francisco 49er fan. So I watch. Okay. Ooh, Dufu Sports. I'm going to have to check that out. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to probably be doing that too. I got my LT jersey too, man. I got that in the back. I got a bunch of jerseys. I got my Bavaro jersey that I wear all the time. So for me, I got my Bavaro and I got my Eli, my Taylor. I got another Bavaro, but he signed that one, so I don't wear that. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. The PSL got so annoying that I don't blame you for not, that PSL got real high and everyone really didn't want to be a part of that. So that's sad to see that you're not having them anymore. I would love season tickets. Oh, Would love it. So hope everything is doing good. So, all right. So, like I said, cheap quarterback options for DFS. Oh, we got a question here. Mr. Blister, we got Taylor Heineke against the Broncos. Not a bad option. He's just, I don't trust him. It's based on your options behind him. Like if you have anybody else that you can play, I'd play them. I don't really trust Heineke anymore. And I'm not just saying that being a Giants fan. I just really don't like what he does. I don't think he's as productive as people want him to be. I think that he has a little bit, he has some, he has some issues that he's got Ryan Fitzpatrick coming where he could be kicked out. So I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with him right now. So I would roll with someone else if you have that option. So let me get this one going. I'll try to add to it as we go. Like I said, just got a few things that I'm worried about. So DFS, we're going to start talking about real quick. Oh, let me get this one in. Yeah, last jersey I bought was Shockey Pro Bowl. And since then I won't buy jerseys. Yeah. I can't buy a jersey unless they've played for the Giants for a more than a majority of the season. Bavaro's a rare exception to that rule. Because I think he played for the Eagles for a very short stint at the end of his career. But anyone else, I'm looking to go for Harry Carson soon. Maybe a Carl Banks, Mike Strahan, something like that. So I like getting those types of jerseys. So what do you think about Jones? I like him. He has heart. He just don't have weapons. Eli did, and defense or coach probably in New York is now Jones has lived up to Eli. Yeah, honestly, oh, lucky you. I'm out on Long Island, so I'm all the way out on the East Coast or the East End of Long Island. So it's a 2-hour drive for me, but love nothing more than pulling up to MetLife and seeing it as you're coming down the turnpike. So, Jones, this could be a whole Giant show, but I'm trying not to do that. I like Jones. I like what he does. I know everyone is talking about him and having this really bad thing about him. He has a really good ball when he throws it. It's very accurate. I think he does well. They need to help him with the offensive side of the ball. Remember, Eli had a Pro Bowl line for most of his career with Snead, O'Hara, all those guys. He did real well with that line. Giants haven't been helping out Daniel Jones with that line. So I think that once they better the line, they have the weapons on the outside. Tony Shepard, Goliday is not bad when he's on the field, but the problem is they need to get Daniel Jones more time to throw the damn ball. Saquon, when he comes back, he'll take some pressure off of Jones too. So honestly, I'm fine with Jones. If you're looking fantasy-wise, he's not a bad option either. His ground game and running, he has all these things that he can do. But otherwise, I like Daniel Jones. So he's not a bad option. I know next year we have the 2 first-round picks. Everyone's going to be like, are we taking the first-round pick on a quarterback because we skipped out on Justin Fields? Well, Justin Fields isn't doing that well. And I like Justin Fields, but unfortunately, it just doesn't pan out the way that you want it to all the time. Sometimes it's better to kind of build your team and build the foundation on the line, make that your main thing, and then build out from that. You can pick up somebody that is more than viable in free agency. There probably going to be a couple guys available. We saw how much, quarterback turnover there was. You can use a pick for that if you absolutely need to. But I really feel like Daniel Jones could be fine. You just have to stop with the offensive coordinator carousel that he's had. It's like treating him like Matt Ryan, who's had a different coordinator every 2 years. You can't really go about it that way. You have to give him time to develop. And you can't do that with switching up everything every 2 years. So I like Jones. Just give him some time. So I hate MetLife. There's nothing like the old Giant Stadium. Way louder, better old school fans. Yeah, I agree, man. It's tough. I went there a bunch when I was a kid. I got to see the Jason Sehorn interception at against the Redskins. That was probably one of my favorite things. I was in the end zone for that, so that was pretty cool. That was a long time ago. But I only got to see a few games there. As an adult, I seen more games at MetLife, so it's just what I've lived. So I think we wasted a pick on Barkley. You don't take a running back first. Yeah, I've had we can have this conversation offline, but I thought that they should have went with Quentin Nelson as the number 2 overall. And then they could have gotten someone like Nick Chubb, who was available at that particular time. And based on how things rolled, you could have gotten a Nick Chubb and Quentin Nelson, and that would have solidified your team. Instead, we go Barkley, who's a great talent, but it's hard to trust in as a second pick. So I understand completely. All right, back to some questions. Hey, Mike, so I had Anderson and Crowder scared to play Robbie. So I dropped Crowder and picked up Khalif Raymond. Do you think my other option is Kendrick Bourne? I'm a little confused here. So you dropped Anderson, you dropped Crowder. No, you dropped Crowder. So you have Anderson, Khalif Raymond, and Kendrick Bourne. Who's the better of the 3, huh? Khalif Raymond is the top guy there, as we've seen, but they're so inconsistent. It's hard to choose them. Kendrick Bourne, I really like, but it's hard to trust. I think the Jets are going to be throwing. Mike White has been in the league for a few years. So I think that Crowder is probably the better option, but you don't have him. So Robbie is tough to play, and I can't play him either. So I would go with Khalif Raymond out of Bourne. If you're going with Khalif Raymond or Bourne, I think he's more suitable. And the matchup going against Philly, it's not a bad option. So I'm going to stick with Khalif Raymond in this situation. What's up, Javon Whitaker? How you doing, brother? We got Jerry Judy or Sutton this week. I'm going to stick with Sutton. Judy's coming back from the injury. We got to see what happens first. But I like Sutton. I've always been a fan of Sutton. So I'd say Sutton this week. Let's see how Judy does this week and how he moves on. So, yeah, I was in the end zone when Shockey jumped over Dawkins' head and back in the 90s. It was a Jets game when the Birds got paralyzed. Yeah, that's crazy. Once ACL is torn, they're done. I don't disagree with that. We've had a couple of guys, come back from ACL is fine. I mean, ACL right now is easy to, fix compared. It used to be a lot worse. So I'm not going to disagree with your point, but I still feel like you can still be viable. Yeah, you might not run the same and might not have the same burst, but the problem with ACL tears, you tend to have soft tissue injuries on top of those things. This ankle injury was a freak accident. He stepped on someone's foot. I've heard someone say a bunch of times that someone stepped on his foot. No. He stepped on a defender's foot as he was, not looking. He stepped on the foot, twisted it bad. But he's fine otherwise. He was doing well when he came back. So we'll see. I think he'll be fine. Okay, get that address. So thanks, man. Y'all next week. Big Blue. Yeah, go Big Blue. Good luck on, hopefully we do well against the Chiefs. Have a great night with your daughter. Have fun trick-or-treating. Like I said, be safe. Everyone be safe and have a great night. Anthony's telling Neanderthal, I'm starting Raymond in DFS today. Ooh, you are. Facing him today. So that's good. Judy, for his upside play, Sutton would give you a nice floor if you want to wait a week to see what happens. Judy comes back maybe on a snap count. Yeah, so I agree with that. I agree with Anthony on that analysis. Definitely a safer floor for Cortland Sutton, and it's a little bit of a higher ceiling for Judy just because he's a downfield guy. But I do think they're going to limit him and kind of ease him in a little bit. So, all right. I'm going to go into DFS a little bit. I know I said that about 10 minutes ago, but I'm glad to answer all your guys' questions over talking about DFS. So if you're going to be playing some DFS, some cheap options are Ryan Tannehill. He's at 7,500. Like I said, I'm going to be going based on FanDuel, just from what I know. I use them a lot more than DraftKings. That's just my own preference. You use whatever site you'd like. But for FanDuel, Tannehill is... Thanks, guys. I'm hurting it. Yeah. No, I know. Everyone's hurting. Ryan Tannehill 7,500 versus the Colts, and Joe Burrow is actually 7,800. Versus the Jets, which I'm really surprised about. So he's a very good pick to, you can stack him with Chase if you want to go high. I would prefer going with a guy like Higgins or Boyd, so that you can spend up on other guys, because they're still going to be targeted and there's going to be plenty to go around in Cincinnati. So I'm okay with that. For running back, Derrick Henry is $10,500. That's a lot. For if you do this for, a long time, 10 grand for this is a lot. That's a sixth of your particular budget that you're using. If you want to use him, great. He basically gets a 2 running back score every week. So if you feel like you need to do that, you're gonna have to pay down for your second running back too. A couple good options. Kenneth Gamewell, $5,900. That's a great value pick for him. He will be fine. He's the pass catching option. FanDuel is mostly the PPR. They do half, they do full. Most of their tournament stuff and things like that are mostly full PPR. So Kenneth Gainwell is definitely a good option. Javonte Williams, another good option. Same concept, $5,900. He's facing Washington today. That's a really good value for a backup running back. But I think the better options after that are Eli Mitchell. He's a workhorse back that runs that in that San Francisco offense. They're going against Chicago Bears, who have been beat up lately. I like Eli Mitchell for $5,800. That's a great value for that. You have Samaje Perine, who we were just talking about before, $5,700 against the Jets. Another good running back 2 option if you're looking to do that. Or you can get these guys together, spend up on Cooper Kupp or another wide receiver that you feel comfortable with in those matchups, or have more wide receiver options, or go with the Josh Allen, who is the top quarterback for FanDuel. So those are a few options that you can roll with. Wide receiver, a few cheap options. A couple that I'm a little surprised about. Keenan Allen is $6,900. That's really low for him. So I'm on board with picking up Keenan Allen. He's facing the Patriots today. They might be in a kind of a back and forth game. I know that Bill Belichick shuts down the best option, but who's the best option on that team? I don't know. It could be Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. It could be either or. We'll see what happens, but I do think that Keenan Allen at that price is worth picking up. Stefan Diggs is another option. He is $7,300, which is incredibly low for him. He's usually at the top of the pack, over $8,000. I'm very surprised he dropped this far. He's another option I would go with. Another guy that we were just talking about, Cortland Sutton, going against Washington. He's $7,100. That's a great value to have. If you want the ceiling of Judy, go for it. But I think that with Sutton's floor, you have the ability to do well in DFS. So that's another guy I would target. Another one, I got a bunch of them. So these are just the lower guys that you can find if you really spend high on a lot of other guys. Neanderthal, I got you. Don't worry. Give me 1 sec. Van Jefferson is another guy, $5,700. I'm going for him. You now don't have Desean Jackson in today. He's out. He's going to be gone. I think that they're going to use him deep downfield. He's a cheap option. They're going against Houston. It's a really good matchup. Not a bad price. Tyler Boyd, 5,800 versus the Jets. He's a really cheaper option than a Jamar Chase that can still rack up points against a really bad Jets defense. So not a bad option. Javaris Landry, 6,000 versus Pittsburgh. He always seems to do okay against Pittsburgh. I am fine with playing him. He's a volume pick. I like him a lot. So, Neanderthal, how we feeling about Gibby today? Good old Antonio Gibson from the Washington football team. Honestly, I don't feel good about him at all. It's hard to trust him lately. I have to play him in a couple leagues because I have no other better options. But in this particular case, if you have a better option, play him. I think that he can be someone you can bench. You can't really get rid of him because he's too valuable to get rid of. Playing him today against Denver, who's actually decent against the run. Let me just double check my math here. Broncos are 13th against running backs. So they're middle of the pack. If that particular game gets out of hand, I mean, we haven't seen a lot from either side of the ball from the Washington football team. Denver kind of does the same. It might be a little bit more low scoring, but, if they find a weakness, they're going to take advantage of it. If you have Pirine, I have Pirine, and you want to play either Pirine or Gibby, Anthony, answer that question. Anthony's the big truther for Gibson here. That's a hard question for me. I like Pirine. I like his matchup better. Could he have 0? Yeah, but if they run up like they did the other day, they could be sitting, mixing, and playing Pirine for the rest of the game because they're thinking long term if they're ahead in their division right now. So maybe Pirine gets a lot more run than Mixon does, and hopefully they just take him out after he gets, after Mixon gets like 2 or 3 touchdowns. We'll wait and see. So hopefully that's the case. But that's how I feel about it. With the Gibson situation, he could get hurt in the middle of the game and be out. So Anthony's saying Gibson over Pirine for sure. I'm leaning. I have Pirine ranked lower than Gibson, but my feelings about the game or the way the player plays, he could get hurt. And then you don't get the production you're looking for. Pirine, anyone can get hurt, of course, but he already has a stress fracture he could aggravate during the game. So that's where I'm a little bit hesitant. I like just the matchup for Pirine, and we saw what the Patriots did last week. So they could just be run happy and just run the damn ball, 30 times or more. So we'll see. What up, Wilson? Another ambassador. How you doing, brother? Hope everything's well. So if you have any questions, let me know. Anthony, Cousins or Burrow? I'm worried if Cincinnati gets up early, they pull him again. Just need to throw. What you think? I like Cousins. I don't mind Cousins at all, but Burrow definitely has the better matchup. If you're worried about that, then Cousins is a great option to have. So. Anthony's right, though. The linebackers are banged up. They just traded for Kenny Young. So they have like 6 linebackers out that are on IR, I think. Let me double check. So Von Miller's questionable. It looks like he's more of a might not play. He didn't practice all week. They get Patrick back, Reed back, Cooper back. They're all coming back. So as much as they're banged up, I think that they're going to be okay. So it looks like they're going to have their complement of linebackers that they didn't before. So they were banged up. They're no longer banged up. So Gibson's still a decent option. I'm not saying he's not. Just be aware that you might have that happen during the game where he could be hurt. and that stress fracture does come into play. He did well a few weeks ago where he got he actually did well with like a touchdown and like 70 yards or something like that, but we'll see. Wilson saying Burrow over Cousins, and I kind of agree with him. I think that Burrow will do well enough, even if they pull him. It's kind of like Brady. He got like 25 points, before they before they dumped him out. You're expecting that at least from one of your guys. I think Cousins will have a decent game. Trayvon Diggs is a little bit tough. I'd rather play Burrow, in my opinion. Gallup or TY rest of season. He was just dropped in my league. Gallup. Oh, okay. So Gallup was dropped. So I'm going to go on the Gallup side of this. I do not like T.Y. Hilton in any shape, way, or form. I think he's done with his career. So I really think that it's just better to go with someone that is in a better offense. He's the number 2, essentially. I know that they have a lot of mouths to feed, but T.Y. Hilton, I know he's still a top talent, but he's only good here and there. He tends to be injured a lot. I just feel more comfortable with Gallup, in my opinion. A lot of other people are on board with Gallup. I just can't do it. I can't do it. And like you said, Gallup. So also for DFS, I wanted to talk about some tight end options because we don't have Travis Kelce. We don't have Darren Waller. So as we just heard 2 minutes ago, that Calvin Ridley is out. So as you see on the ticker below, make sure you guys, I know that's not a lot of names, but we know that Calvin Ridley is out today. That's the big news. And Jamal Williams as well. So Swift, you're playing him with confidence, and you're going to be okay with his production. Let me just double check my inactives. Peoples-Jones, no one's probably playing. Devontae Parker's active. We knew Corey Davis is out, so Corey Davis is going to be out as well. But for tight end options, we know that Pitts is the top option at 6,800, which is actually pretty cheap for a tight end. Normally, Kelsey's in the 9s or 10, 10 grand. So Pitts being the top option, being 6,800, is not a bad choice. Yeah, you're definitely going with Pitts and Patterson today with Calvin Ridley out. So go for it. Both of them are great options. Even Patterson's a good option in DFS as well. If you want to go a little bit lower and pay a little bit less and you want to juice up the rest of your lineup, CJ Uzman, $5,700. Wait. Someone just dropped Kittle? Yeah, that's weird. I understand it because he's hurt right now and they might need the bench spot or something like that, or the IR spot or, something. But he's not going to be available to waivers next week. So I dropped Jeff Wilson off of my IR, threw Barkley in there, and grabbed Kittle. Great move. I'm fine with that. I've been waiting on Jeff Wilson all year, and they keep saying he's not coming back till the end of November, so it's kind of pointless to keep anymore. He's just keeping up a spot, But I'm holding firm right now. So I just picked up Mike Williams. He was dropped. Holy crap! Why are you dropping Mike Williams? He had one bad game. He's so good, so good. Another cheap tight end option is Hunter Henry, $5,700 versus the Chargers. That's a great amount if you're looking to go low. And if you want to even go to the bottom of the barrel, Pat Freiermuth, $4,900 against Cleveland. I like him as a DFS option. Dan Arnold, another option, $4,900 against Seattle. Seattle's one of the worst teams against the tight end this year. He's a really good option. They target him at least 5 to 6 times a game, if not more. So he could have a big game. He's just someone, if you're looking to really pay up on all your other options, great to throw in there. So, all right. So Neanderthal saying, wow, Wilson, what a pick. Yeah, that's huge. That's a huge pick. So I just got some news that came through. Nothing to do with the games today. It actually is from one of our games that happened on Thursday. Looks like Kyle Murray sprained his ankle on the final drive of the Packers game. He legitimately sprained his ankle and could be out for 1 to 2 weeks. So be aware. He just sprained his ankle. Could be out 1 or 2 weeks for that Cardinals offense who relies on him. Be aware that's a huge, huge deal if he's out. So make sure you prepare for him to be out. That kind of sucks. So if you have that, if you're playing against those guys. But now I have Debo, Mitchell, and Kittle. As a resident 49er fan, I don't think I have don't like having them all, but couldn't pass up the value. Honestly, you're right. It's hard to have that in certain situations. In our listener league, I have Kadarius Toney, Shepard, and Daniel Jones. I don't like doing that, but I do that for a reason. It's helpful, especially with this. I like stacking for certain situations, but it is what it is. Firemuth had a great game because of Claypool and Juju was out for the rest of the season. Now Claypool is back this week. Yeah, but I still think Firemuth is a good option because Juju's not there. Eric Ebron's not there either. He's going to be the main target. They do view him as like a Heath Miller back in the day working with Ben, and Ben really likes him. So I am more than comfortable with playing someone like Firemuth in DFS compared to using him in one of my lineups for like 1 QB or redraft or anything like that. I'd feel comfortable playing him in DFS for sure. And it's only because of his value at 4,900. I am fine with playing someone like him. That's what I was saying before about Freiermuth. So, all right. So a quick little rundown of actives, inactives, so we can get those out of the way. As you can see on the ticker below, Jamal Adams, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, all three of them are going to be inactive today. Calvin Ridley is the big name on there that we were kind of a little shocked about. I hope he's okay. It said a personal matter. They said he was out a couple weeks ago because he's having mental health issues. I hope he's okay. That's kind of a big thing going on now. And I'm glad that the Falcons are realizing this and helping him hopefully through this. So good luck to him. I hope he's okay. And yeah, Browns inactives. We got Jonathan Peoples-Jones. He'll be out today. Denzel Ward, the corner for the Browns, is also going to be out. So that's kind of good news for the Pittsburgh options. So Claypool, Deontay. I think Deontay gets a little bit of a boost today because of that. So that's good. We get Devontae Parker back for the Dolphins. That should help their particular game today against the Buffalo Bills. That should be interesting. Corey Davis is out today. He will be inactive. We kind of knew that coming in. He had a hip injury, was listed as doubtful. I wasn't expecting him to play. Elijah Moore is another really cheap DFS option since he'll be out. Maybe they start, I know that Moore might have gotten some, second team stuff with Mike White. Might be a good a good hookup if they can get that going. It looks like Javion Clowney, he'll be out, or I'm just going to say Clowney. Clowney will be out there today. So will Odell Beckham. So they'll both be out there. Bears are inactive. They're having Nick Foles, Rashad Perryman. They will be inactive as well, and Khalil Mack. So I'm also getting news that Christian McCaffrey didn't travel with the Panthers to Atlanta. but he remains on target to come off injured reserve next Sunday against New England. Much will be learned on Wednesday when Carolina will begin their prep. So we'll get to see what happens. Next week, we'll know a lot more about Christian McCaffrey. These are all rumors, but they were saying, that Panthers were still involved with the Deshaun trade. They did call Christian McCaffrey on Friday and told them that is bogus. We are not doing that. So that's a good thing. My opinion, again, Watson is not getting traded this year. He will be traded in the offseason after all the crap that happens. So we'll see. Wilson just finished trading up all my Antonio Gibson shares because he is lagging injury rest of the season. So, yeah, I don't blame you. Hopefully you're able to get better options for him. As we said before, his injury is not you can play on it, but we had Martin on here a few weeks ago talking about the injury. He's looking to be a physical therapist, and he was telling us as a stress fracture is significant and it's in his shin, you tackle at the ankle and those, pads, helmet, everything, they're I don't know how a lot of these guys do it where they get tackled, below the leg, below the pads in that shin area, because those things are hard and heavy. I'm surprised their legs aren't all bruised up when they go home. Granted, I know this because they all wear the long socks and stuff, so I couldn't tell you. But honestly, if he gets hit in the wrong way, that could aggravate it, and he's out. And we've seen that throughout the games for the last 2 weeks. That's why I'm a little bit lower on Gibson. That's why if you have that question of P. Ryan or Gibson, it's hard to not say P. Ryan because of how everything's been going. And P. Ryan has a juicy matchup and has been playing well lately. And they might pull Mixon in the middle of the game to run P. Ryan. So honestly, it's based on game script, so you can't go off that. Gibson is the lead guy, even though McKissick's been getting more touch. You got to kind of go with the talent, and the talent is on Gibson's side, I guess, in this particular case. And like I said before, the matchup is back-to-back. They pretty much, the defenses are giving up the same amount of points. So we'll see how that goes. Wilson, I hope you got a lot for what you did. So we're getting close to the end of this. We got another 20 minutes, or no, not 20 minutes, 13 minutes. Help you guys out. If you have any last minute questions or any starts at, decisions, please let me know. I'm here for, like I said, the next, 12, 13 minutes. I'll go as long as you guys want me on here and, help you guys out with your lineups. And then I got to go and get my lineup set. Thankfully, I had a few minutes beforehand to set all my lineups. I just got to double check my other ones just to make sure my DFS are all set up. Also, remember, next week, it's not the bye NATO we had last week where we had a bunch of teams on a bye. But we have Detroit, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Washington all going to be out next week on a bye. That's pretty significant. You're losing guys like Swift, TJ Hawkinson, Jared Goff, if you care, Khalil Raymond, guys that you're using today. You're losing out on guys like Alex Collins, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Geno. All those guys are going to be out. Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Gronkowski, all of those guys, a huge group of people that were drafted and are used are going to be out for Tampa Bay. And the Washington football team, you have Terry McLaurin out, you have Heineke out, you have Gibson and Ricky Seals-Jones. So all these players are going to be out. So make sure you are aware of this. Make sure that you set your lineups and get all your things set up to be aware of those particular things. Always think a week ahead. So always try to get your team set up. That's just how things go. I always try to get my team set up in that particular way as well. I like to know ahead of time to know what defensive things to do, try to get that defense or something ahead of time. But that's just my opinion. Some people don't care, and you're more than welcome to feel that way. All right. So just making sure my lineups are set for today. Okay, good. So we got Wilson asking a very relative question of a Giants question for me. Does Evan Ingram score a touchdown today against the poor Chiefs defense? It's not today. They play tomorrow. But for Monday Night Football, maybe. It's definitely possible. I do think they're gonna rotate Swanson and Matthew on Evan Ingram is my guess. Matthew kind of plays all over the field, but he's been under a little bit of scrutiny lately. Honestly, we'll see. I hope he does. I hope that he continues to trend upward. I think there's a lot of rumors of trade talks with Evan Ingram, so they might decide, hey, prime time, everyone's watching, let's give him the ball and let's make him look good. Teams will want to trade for him, and we'll see. So I hope he does. I'm rooting for him. I've been a big fan of him. I actually got to meet him for the last time I was out at MetLife Stadium watching a game. I got to see Eli in his last game, which I was very happy to see. And that was probably one of my more favorite games to go watch. Had great seats, great time. Met a couple of good players, and he seems like a good dude. Kind of upset that they're looking to trade him. So hopefully it all goes well for him. Hopefully he does score a touchdown. So we'll see. Gotta wait and see for that. So all righty. Hope everyone's doing okay. And once again, happy Halloween. Hope everyone out there that's going out today, trick-or-treating and so on and so forth. Make sure you guys all stay safe. I'm going to be out there going out with my girlfriend and her little nephews. We got Chase and Cookie Monster running around today. So we're going to be running around doing some trick-or-treating with them while I watch Red Zone on my phone. Have that on in the background. So make sure you guys are safe tonight. And yeah, so hold on one sec. We got Neanderthal. Have you heard anything about a Marlon Mack trade possibly happening? Honestly, I haven't heard anything yet. I keep hearing that he's one of the better options for a team if he's traded anywhere. I mean, honestly, you have to look around the league and think where he would be needed. I don't see him being traded to the Colts, or I don't see him being traded to like the Texans, who just got rid of people. They just got rid of Mark Ingram. So I don't see that happening. No problem, man. That's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to help you guys. That's what I'm here to do, is make sure, we can grow this and make it better. So I always appreciate everything you guys do for me as well. So, so back to Marlon Mack. Honestly, it's really you got to look at the teams that are kind of needy at running back. Could be Seattle. Could be the Jets. Could be Philadelphia. All these options. There's a lot of places he could go. Maybe Atlanta. We'll see. We'll see. I hope he goes somewhere that he can be appreciated. He's coming back from an Achilles injury that's hard to come back from. He's playing well. We'll see. Wilson asks, T. Higgins or DJ Moore? Honestly, I like Higgins better as a lower floor. I think DJ Moore has higher upside. Moore is definitely the better play. He's the better receiver in some ways. Going against Atlanta, Atlanta's now down Calvin, which I don't know if that helps or hurts them. Makes Russell Gage a very tempting option in DFS and in general. I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Moore here. Hope Sam Darnold can get his act together. I think that's the biggest thing is, oh God, what nickname do you like best, Classic or Iron? I mean, Iron's cooler just because, Iron, it's like Iron Man, one of my favorite characters in Marvel other than the Hulk and Thor. So I don't know. I think Classic just sticks with me. Just everyone's been calling me Classic for a while, or at least the last few months. It's a lot better than the nicknames I've had in my past. So I guess I'm going to stick with Classic because it just fits well on me. So that's all I can do. So we got about 4 or 5 minutes left till the end of the show. I'm just checking my teams. Ooh. Hold on one sec. I have to do something. I have to do something now. Do I pick up Gage? Ooh, so Perry Williams. What's going on, man? With Ridley out now, should I flex Pittman, Goddard, or Patrick? Pittman for sure. I like Pittman. I feel more comfortable playing a wide receiver over a tight end. Patrick, I have to take out of the equation, unfortunately. So I will be going with Pittman for this particular option. Now, the reason why I got all excited is because the guy I'm playing today has Calvin Ridley, and he hasn't taken him out of his spot yet. So I'm trying to see if I should defend him or, play defensively and take him out. So for those listening, I have the question of picking up Russell Gage. And if I pick up Russell Gage, I'm able to, I would have to drop Mecole Hardman to get him. The options on the waivers are Darius Slayton, Van Jefferson, Elijah Moore, KJ Osborne, Crowder, Agnew, all these guys that are not worth playing. So I feel like I need to do this. And I'm trying to get my option here. I'm trying to think if this is a smart idea because I don't want him going to pick up Slayton and then I don't have an option for Monday night. And then I have to roll with like Dante Pettis because I have no choice. So and then I can play a guy like Marvin Jones or Jacoby Myers. No, I know he's not listening. That's why if he was listening, he would know that Calvin Ridley is out. So for me, I want to make sure I can take care of this before he even sees it. So that's my hope. And I was out late playing poker with him last night, so I know he's probably still sleeping. So I need to figure this out now. I need Wilson, Anthony, Neanderthal. You're all here. I have Sterling Shepard. I have Jacoby Myers. Oh, hold on. We're getting questions about other people's lineups, not mine. Oh, he did it. He took him out. Okay, he's playing TY. All right, that's fine. I feel comfortable with that. At least he didn't make a lineup move and grab someone else. All right. Feel better. I'm good now. Tony or Waddle in the flex. I'm going to go with Waddle, and I'm going with Waddle because and shout out FF season. How you doing, brother? I'm going to go with Waddle. I like Tony. I'm fine with Tony, but I don't. You know what? I'm going to switch that up. Tony, well, I'm going to give you this. Waddle is the safer floor. Tony is the higher ceiling. Waddle's facing Tavares White. It's a tough matchup, but Tony is going against a really bad Cleveland team on prime time. I'm going to go Tony on this one, actually. I feel a little bit more confident with Tony. So do that with what you must. I hope that helps. Cole is predicted to get a lot of points. So Cole Beasley or Michael Pittman in the flex. That's a great question. I really do like Cole Beasley. If you aren't feeling confident about Pittman because of T.Y. Hilton, I wouldn't. But if that's what you're feeling, you're playing the wide receiver one on a team or a wide receiver three that is taking a lot of good throws. Now, if you want to go and base it on the quarterback, Josh Allen is the better option. So I might go Cole Beasley here just because I like Beasley in a PPR option. So if it's PPR and full point PPR, I'm going to probably be going Cole Beasley, especially with Dawson Knox out. He tends to target him a lot. So that's one option you can go with. Pittman definitely has a higher ceiling than Cole Beasley does. Even though Beasley is a great player, he's more of a safe floor, especially in PPR. If it's non-PPR, I would probably be going Pittman just because of the upside and the yardage. Beasley is more of a underneath possession receiver. So I think I'm going to go full point PPR, Beasley, non-PPR, Pittman. Beasley's the good floor in PPR. Pittman is more of a higher ceiling. That's how I feel about that. So hopefully that helps you, make that decision. So, all righty. So we're getting closer to game time. Ooh, Neanderthal with a question. T.Y. Hilton or Brandon Cooks? Oh, both bad options. Sorry that you have that choice. Honestly, I like Wentz better than Mills. God, why are you making me pick tight? I don't like picking T.Y. Hilton. I'm gonna go with Brandon Cooks. I just can't do it. I can't pick T.Y. Hilton. I can't do it. He doesn't do anything for me, and I'm facing him today. So if that gives you any if that's a recommendation, it's like Anthony, who if he's playing the person, they're gonna go off. It's almost the exact same thing with me and someone that I'm saying isn't gonna do good. I want to avoid this particular question altogether, but I'm going to go Brandon Cooks. Yeah, no, it's tough, man. I get it. It's a tough question. Brandon Cooks is probably my better option. He still gets targets. It's going to be a rough game for both guys. T.Y. it's T.Y. Hilton, man. I don't trust it. You can use the revenge game narrative for Cooks too. He doesn't care about facing the Rams, but why not? I'm gonna go Cooks. That's more of a off the cuff. I'm flipping the coin and I'm going Cooks. So especially because they're gonna have to throw the ball a ton. So Wilson, start Booker or David Johnson in PPR. I'm gonna go David Johnson. David Johnson's definitely the better option. He's a better pass catcher than Devontae Booker. I do like Booker in this matchup against the Chiefs, but he is not their passing catching option. I think they're going to use Tony and Shepard in that particular role. Not as a running back, but I think they're going to, they're going to screen it out to the both of them. So that's just how I feel about that. So I'm definitely going to go David Johnson if you have that particular choice. I think he is the better option out of the Texans backfield. Even though Lindsey is there, I still feel like he is a better option. And apparently there's a guy named Scottie Phillips who I have no idea about. If you're looking in DFS or not DFS, Dynasty, he might be a decent option pick up. I think he's one of their rookies that they're looking to kind of start rolling out. So maybe they feature him today, but I think David Johnson is probably the better option. So it is 12:35. If you guys have any last minute questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to start wrapping it up. Get out my few little things that I got to say at the end of the shows so that you guys, know what's going on. 1, Calvin Ridley out. Take him out of your lineup. Jamal Williams, out of your lineup. We already knew about Julio. We knew about a bunch of other guys. Right now, Calvin Ridley is the main guy. Take him out of your lineup. If you haven't already heard about it, get him out. So, just a reminder for any new subscribers that we get from today, we've been doing a promotion for the last week. We should have started it a tad earlier. But either way, every new subscriber we get, we're going to be donating $2 to St. Jude's Research Hospital, Children's Hospital. They're a great organization. Our very own Dustin and our ambassador, Them Boys, are all they're going to be both pitching in $1 for every subscriber that we get. So please make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. This is for them. Also, make sure you guys check out the website, getrightff.com. We have great articles up there. Andrew's writing, every so often to get things out there for us. I used to do a couple. I might do something a little bit later in the year. Make sure you check out our Monday, Wednesday, and Friday shows. Monday, we go over waiver picks. On Wednesday, we do a little bit of roster construction to help you guys with trades and things like that. Buy low, sell low, stuff like that. And on Friday, we do the full game breakdowns and start sit questions for you. So make sure you check us out on those days, 9:30 p.m. Pacific time, 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then Sunday mornings, we're here every morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. So make sure you guys check us out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the show, and make sure you guys, it's for a really good cause. Also, check out Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code GETRIGHT. When you do that, you'll be able to they will match you up to, I think it's up to $500, which is great. You have to at least, on your first deposit, put in at least $10 to be able to get this. So make sure you guys check them out. They're a great, betting app, and we've been lucky enough to have them as a sponsor. So thanks to Underdog for having a really good partnership with you guys. Keep that going as well. So hope everyone has a wonderful Halloween. Good luck. Good luck on week 8. Nerd Huddle, what's going on? Tank, Martin, all you guys over there. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Halloween. Be safe tonight. Make sure you guys, if you're on the road, just be careful of trick-or-treaters out there. The people trick-or-treating, make sure you guys are, staying aware of your surroundings. Otherwise, have a great week 8. Good luck, and we'll see you next week. Later.